if you're saved, then
they're
God.
not loud to the people on earth, but they're loud to God.
If you're saved and trusting Jesus Christ, then God can hear your prayers. But if you're trusting in something else, God can't hear your prayers.
You're trying to rely on earthly loud sound.
Well, I'm simply opening my mouth for the voiceless, open your mouth for the mute. Proverbs chapter 31. That's what I'm trying to do. And there's a time to pray. There's a time to take action. There's a time to be quiet. There's a time not to be quiet, right? And there's a time for this and a time for that under the sun. Ecclesiastes 3. So this is a time to, not saying everyone has to do it, but a time to speak up and be a voice for these children, and not be quiet when they're having their heads cut off. And but so we just may have different methods, but I'm here because Jesus Christ has me here, and at least for a brief time. I'm about to go here soon, but I want people to hear.
There's a time I want you to be here.
Yeah.
I want you to be here October 28th.
Okay, what's that?
That's our 40 Days for Life March/demonstration. So the sidewalks are going to be crowded with both
you are not entitled to anyone. You have no
and
control over people here.
Crowded.
Except for
It's
yourself.
going to literally be a head-to-head battle between God and the powers of principalities. If you want to be here and you want to use that bullhorn, be here on Saturday, October 28th, 40 Days for Life.
Well, I preach the gospel to the Catholics too, because they need Jesus Christ.
Will you be here?
I'll probably be elsewhere.
Elsewhere?
Yeah, I'm here today.
That'd be the one time.
Well, you may have other Christians here preaching the gospel to the Catholics and to other people.
We expect big crowds on both sides. We expect big crowds against abortion, and we expect big crowds for abortion, because Minnesota is a battleground state between God and Satan.
I understand that.
And it ain't just abortion.
Yeah, I know.
It's a whole bunch of stuff. Abortion is just one of the signal issues.
Well, what's your name?
I'm Pete.
I'm Nicholas. Mr. Pete.
Good to meet you.
Likewise, Mr. Pete. I hope that you're trusting in Jesus Christ alone, Mr. Pete, because a lot of Catholics are not.
I might tell you what to do.
Because a lot of Catholics are not. They don't have the gospel. That they're trusting in their works. And
I've known this guy for a long time. He's
a British guy.
He hasn't used a bullhorn until today.
Well, maybe he's got some opposition for
Well, now we got to fight that.
A lot of times you don't have any opposition. You don't have to bring out the big guns. You don't have to maybe he's got some opposition. For once, it's when people are just praying all the time. Then, well, they're no threat to me. It's especially if they're praying to dead saints.
Well, he was quiet too. That's my point.
Yeah.
He was just holding his little sign, and he might yell something every once in a while, but not much.
Well, maybe he had no reason to raise his voice. He had no opposition.
I don't know. It's kind of an odd coincidence that he has a bullhorn, and now you have a bullhorn. Could be the way that God wills it. I don't know.
I believe.
All right, I'm gonna hold it today.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Pete.